What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Happy Election Day to everybody out there. Hope you all went out, voted, did your, exercised your right to vote. Obviously, that is going on. I'm not going to lie. I have that on in the background. I'll be checking that out as we go along. We ain't talking about that in here, so please don't bring that up. That's the one-way ticket to timeout. So let's not talk about that. Just wanted to get that out of the way early because I do know that that's going on right now. And I'm sure that many people in the country are paying attention to that. So I totally get it, but let's not bring it in there. Look at Kid Blue's head in the house. Ligma always has a different name. Ligma changes his name like, I change my underwear like twice a day. It's crazy. Arian, what's going on? Scotty H, Cowboys Digital Cheese Whiz. It's just Chris, Gregory, Loom, Sleeping Angel, 6'9", Lucky, Scott Robinson. What's up, buddy? Yuvraj Singh, Greeny, Nag Meldine, what's going on? Daniel Marrero, Barry Blake, Xavier Stuckey, Jorge Garza, how can I be the man to the man? Rarely Evan Crombite, Luke Dog, what's up, everybody? KP, Hennigod, Assassin, Jack Lach, Sammy E, Nick Mark, Aker, what's going on? Demon L, my guy, what's up? Ty Jackson, Mr. Mini Guy, Sammy E, Sports Player, John Rizvi, my main man, Afghanistan's in the house. Techie, what's going on? Good game, Techie. My Sooners did a number on them Red Raiders the other day. I just mentioned that. Sorry. Sports expert Zion Zenith, AO Fam, Yuvraj, Malcolm, Josh, Block Nation. You got a good crowd in here, guys. Thank you for being here, man. I really do appreciate it. Early on already. Obviously, another really bad loss, tough loss for the New York Giants yesterday. Daniel Jones, huge culprit, and he's starting to feel the heat in the media now. I did see a couple of media outlets say, "Give him a break, give him a break, give him a break." I saw a couple of things say the Giants, like I said, they ain't gonna win anything with him here. So I don't really know. Like I said, I want to root for Daniel Jones. I want him to succeed. I want him to be good. And every week I'm like, this is the day. He's got to turn the corner. This is the game. And it never comes. It never happens. It just doesn't happen. I don't know how long you have to wait. I don't know why people keep saying give him a chance. I mean, I'm watching Justin Herbert. And Joe Burrow, again, I don't know if he turned the ball over. Actually, I think Cincinnati might have had a bye. But Joe Burrow's had 3 games in his career already where he hasn't turned the ball over. Joe Burrow, he's a rookie. 3 games. Daniel Jones has 1 in his entire career where he hasn't turned the ball over, guys. It's not good. It's not good. Why do we always have an insane game we play each other? I don't know. Evan, it's just the way it goes. It's the same thing with the Eagles and the Giants. It always comes down to the wire, and we always end up losing. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Cowboys Digital, I thought the Giants offensive line was fantastic last night, So obviously that was I guess if you're going to take a bright spot away from it, the offensive line with Shane Lemieux and Matt Parrott, maybe that's shaping the future for a better offensive line for the New York Giants. But I felt like they did really, really well against that defense. And if Daniel Jones doesn't turn the ball over and doesn't miss some throws, I mean, we could have put up 38 points on them, 41 points on them last night. Like I said, that's a tribute to the offensive line. And so many guys – they say we have no wide receivers. Our wide receivers were open all night last night. Darius Slayton, Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram, they were all going right by the defense. First interception Daniel Jones threw, Darius Slayton was wide open for a touchdown. Wide open. Daniel Jones never looked that way. I mean, that's part of him not going through his progressions. It's part of him being impatient in the pocket. It's part of him making bad decisions. That has nothing to do with talent. I say that all the time. That's my biggest issue with Daniel Jones is the fact that he makes bad decisions, and it has little to do with the talent. If he's getting blindsided and fumbled, okay, I understand, but can't miss wide open receivers the way he does. Can't be late with the ball the way he was to Deion Lewis. Yeah, they could have been pass interference. The officials should have never thrown the flag. Honestly, I thought it was a bang play, but he threw the flag. I don't know why they came in and picked it up, but the fact of the matter is, if Daniel Jones anticipates where Deion Lewis is supposed to be, which is what a quarterback's supposed to do, they get the 2-point conversion. Daniel Jones does not have the arm strength to make up for a late throw. He doesn't. Eli Manning had that arm strength. Justin Herbert, he has that arm strength. Josh Allen has that arm strength. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. They have the arm strength. If they're a little late, they can fit the ball in there. Daniel Jones does not have the arm strength to fit a ball in late. especially if he's throwing it behind the receiver like he did there. If he just throws that ball as soon as he hits his back foot, it's 2-point conversion is good. Deion Lewis is wide open. And you can see him pump, and then he throws it, and by that time it's too late. Defender caught up. Mr. Mini Guy, thank you for a super chat. Really, he says, we need Dixie wrecked. Yes, we do. We definitely need Dixie wrecked at the quarterback, definitely, to go with his cousin Blue Balls. No doubt about that. Do we still have a chance to make the playoffs? I mean, we do, as stupid as it is. The Giants could honestly win their next 3 games. I'm pretty sure that we play Washington, Philadelphia, and Cincinnati. And honestly, I think those are 3 games we can win. If we're 4-7, if the Giants are 4-7 and they beat Washington and Philadelphia, and they're 3-2 in this division, then yes, they still have a shot at the division, which is why it's so frustrating that we continue to lose these games at the end. That's why it's frustrating. We've lost our last 3 games by a total of 6 freaking points. 6 points. If we win those games, we're 4-4. We're 5-3. And we're running away with the division. And we were there in every one. We had every one of them won. Couldn't close it out. That's why it's frustrating. Because we're that close. We're like this close to being 5-3. It's frustrating. As frustrating as the San Francisco game was, I'd rather lose like that, honestly. Well, no, I wouldn't. I mean, again, I'm not a moral victory guy, but I like that they're playing these teams tough. It's a tough schedule. They're doing a good job here. Gregory Lum, thank you for the super chat, brother. Really, my man, says, what game does Daniel Jones need to win to convince you he's the guy? Well, it's not just going to be one game. He's going to have to show me in 2 or 3 game stretch where he don't turn the ball over. He's got to show me a 2 or 3 game stretch where he makes great decisions with the ball and doesn't turn it over. He's got to have a stretch, not one fluke game. He's got to have a stretch of games where he plays better. A stretch. It ain't going to be just one game. It's going to be multiple. Anybody can have a good game. Anybody. That can happen to any quarterback. You got to show me you can do it consistently, not just one game here and there, you know. G-Man Rise, thanks for super chat, brother. Really, he says, I don't want an okay franchise quarterback. I want Wilson, Mahomes, Murray type of guy. Why should we as Giants fans have to accept the game manager type of quarterback? We don't have to accept anything we don't want to, but game manager can win. Like I said, if Daniel Jones is Alex Smith or Ryan Tannehill, I mean, the Titans made it all the way to the AFC Championship game last year. He doesn't need to light up the world. He just needs to make better decisions and not be so reckless with the ball. He's very indecisive, and I don't like that. That's my biggest issue with Daniel Jones. Indecisiveness, bad turnovers. Can't have it. We don't have the talent to overcome that. Defense is going to get tired when you're turning the ball over every game. You know, you're giving the opposition an extra 2 or 3 possessions. You can't do that. David Canizal, thank you for the super chat. Really, he says Sewell, Chase, or Lance will be a Giant next year. That's very possible. Very possible. Justin Fields, too, perhaps. King Casper, what's going on, bro? Thank you for the super chat. Really, my man says Dak goes to free agency. Should we pick him up? No, I don't think you want to pay Dak Prescott $35 to $42 million a year. I don't think that'd be a good idea. I think that we need to, most of the time, you win with your quarterback's rookie contract because, like I said, I mean, quarterback's salary cap takes up a lot. It takes up a lot of the cap space. It takes up about 15% of the cap space. That's a lot. You know, on a 53-man roster to have, 85% of your cap for 52 other players, it's hard. In order to do that, you'd have to draft really well, so all your rookie contracts are low and they all perform. We all know that's not really the case here. So Dak Prescott coming into this team, well, I do think the Giants would be a lot better with Dak Prescott. I don't think he's the answer. Could have, would have, should have Daniel Jones. That's true. That's true. Game managers, you need a good defense. Well, I'll tell you, Pittsburgh, our defense is pretty good. It's not elite. We definitely could use another corner. If the New York Giants, if Xavier McKinney is what we think he can be, and we get a cornerback and we get a solid edge rusher, this defense will be very scary. If we got a guy, just say like a Melvin Ingram or a Joey Bosa in free agency, I'm not saying those guys are coming here, but that type of player, a Yannick Ngakoue, where you have a legitimate guy that can get you between 9 and 15 sacks a year, and you add another cornerback on the other side of James Bradbury, the Giants would be really scary on defense. Very scary. We're really lacking, like I said, a second corner and a really good edge rusher. Other than that, this team is pretty good on defense. Way better than I thought they would be. I thought the offense would be ahead of the defense. That hasn't happened. Sajid Sayed, how can I be the man? You the man. Roldy, what's going on, my man? How you doing? Johnny Kelly, Bumblebee, Ward 21. Joe DeGrazia, what's going on? Jeffrey Abbey, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Don Lee, thank you guys for being here, man. Appreciate it. Jigga Jenks, what's going on? Joseph Bobby, how you doing? Word says, hit that thumbs up. Dusk Thunder, how you doing, my man? Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it very much. Am I okay with Jason Garrett? Yeah, I don't think Jason Garrett's been the problem. I am watching the election, Roldy. It's on. I'm watching it. Trust me, I'm watching it. I saw Trump just won Utah. I'm watching it. Trust me. But you know, a lot of the swing states ain't going to be done till tomorrow. I don't think Pennsylvania or Wisconsin. I don't think they'll be decided tonight. I don't think that's going to happen. So, what's going on, Slacker from Troy, New York? All right, you're about 15 miles south of me. I'm from Saratoga myself. So, really, Slacker. Good to have you in the chat. I know exactly where Troy is. Lansingburg area. Yep, know right where that is. 518 in the house, baby. What's going on, Loa Panda? Do I live in New York? Yes, I do, Johnny. Like I said, upstate New York. I live in upstate New York. Yeah. Oh, I mean, mystery. We can win the division. It's not likely, but like I said, if we win the next 3 games, we're right in there. We are right in there. What's going on, my man Punk? And what's going on? I think we're trying to stream. No, I'm not streaming. I'm not streaming. If I was a political channel, I would, but I'm not. You know, I am not. What's going on, Tom, Lou, Christopher Davis? What's going on, guys? Cowboys Digital, what's going on? Ben DiNucci's in the house. Chris Leon, what's going on, man? They were joining the stream. Independent Outsider. I don't know much about Kenny Wiggins, to be honest with you. I don't. Yeah, Roll, you seem to enjoy hot doo-doo. That's an Uncle Lou term. I think Uncle Lou says hot doo-doo. You might say mush doo-doo, whatever it was. He's doo-doo. He's doo-doo. I can't with him anymore. He's got it. You know, it's funny. I didn't want Daniel Jones. I hated the pick. Then I made myself like it, talking about how good he is. Now I'm completely the opposite. Daniel Jones has me waffling everywhere. I'm flip-flopping all over the place on Daniel Jones. Hopefully I have to flop or flip again. And hopefully I can sit here and say, well, I was wrong. He did end up being good. Please. Rigo, what's going on? Jared Williams, how you doing, buddy? They were joining the stream, man. Mort, what's going on? Yeah, they do stink. They do. And I am a mad dog. What can I say? I'm not as mad. You know, Philly 500 sings that song. Philly 500 gets pissed. He gets more pissed off than I do. He was going to lose his mind when they were losing to Ben DiNucci. It was hilarious. You see how mad he got when the Cowboys drafted CeeDee Lamb? That was hilarious, too. Nelly, thank you for the super chat. Really, my man. He says, Bad Dog, did you hear the compliments Joe Judge received on TV today from Colin Cowherd and Stephen A. Smith? We got to keep Judge. I did. And I'll tell you what, I agree with him. Now, Colin Cowherd, I watched that. Colin Cowherd mentioned the Miami Dolphins and how the New York Giants could be like the Dolphins, how they turned it around and everything else, which is great. But as I said, the Dolphins also drafted a quarterback this year. They drafted Tua. So is that in the future for the Giants? You know, are the Giants looking at a Justin Fields or a Trey Lance or a Trevor Lawrence if somehow the Jets win a game? It's possible. You know, I mean, if you take a look at what happened last night, I'm telling you right now, people keep talking about how there's no talent here. Well, I just don't think that's true. Daniel Jones had a great pocket, and I'm telling you, those receivers are running wide open all night long. He missed a lot of them. We watched the game. He missed a lot of receivers. Trevor Lawrence probably ain't doing that. I mean, I'm just being honest. Don Lee, Anime, thank you for the super chat, brother. Really, my man. It says, forget quarterbacks. Steelers went 8-8 with quarterbacks way worse than Jones. Build a tight defense, and the draft and free agency run first offense. Yeah, Don, I think that's what the Giants are working on. And like I said, I'm really impressed. I've been really impressed with the defense. I didn't think it'd be this good, and Patrick Graham has done a phenomenal job. Blake Martinez has been really good. James Bradbury's been an all-pro corner. Kyler Fackrell's had some nice moments. So the defense has played well. Again, we don't have that sexy edge rusher. I wish we did. It would make the defense even better. But I do like the direction that the defense is going in. Like I said, we get a solid second corner and we get an edge rusher. Giants will be really good defense next year. Casper, thanks for super chat, brother. Really, that pass rusher from Miami, Greg Rousseau. Yes, I do like Greg Rousseau. The only thing is Greg is a little raw. but he's definitely one of the best pass rushers in the draft. So, yeah, that's definitely a guy that the Giants may take a look at. And, again, it all depends on what we do in free agency. If the Giants want to address defensive end in free agency, obviously we don't draft one. If we want to address wide receiver in free agency, we obviously don't go out and draft a Jamar Chase or a Devontae Smith or a Rashad Bateman. So it'll depend on what the Giants do in free agency, but obviously those are areas of need for sure. Johnny D, man, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it, brother. Really, really, my man says, I never heard TV hosts give so much praise after a loss. Say Judge is a real deal and see improvement every week. I was surprised. Coward, Stephen A. Smith, Eisen gave good props to the Giants. Very encouraging to see improvement every week. And I agree, Johnny. That's why I said, after I had the rant, and I've had a couple rants. The Evan Engram really wasn't a rant. It was more of a depression with the Evan Engram. The Daniel Jones postgame was obviously a rant. But after I said I was done with the Giants and I had no emotion left and I wasn't going to do anything, and we all know that's a lie. That's why I did the video I did today, because we all do that. We're all Giants fans. We all are extremely emotional. We love our team to death, and we just want them to win. So that's why I made the video that says I am behind Joe Judge 100%, because I see this team turning a corner. I see this team being competitive every single week. They just don't know how to close out a game, and a lot of that has to do with the quarterback. He's not making plays in the clutch, and he's giving the game away. He gave the game away last night, in my opinion. So he's done that a few times. If we don't turn the ball over so much, we're winning these games. If Evan Engram doesn't drop a pass, we're winning that game. We're there. We are right there with these teams. That is encouraging, because the Pat Shurmur team last year would have got blown out in these games. That's why I love Joe Judge. This team fights. They don't have a lot of talent, and they fight their ass off. Your team always takes on the personality of your head coach. Joe Judge is a fighter. He's tough. You can tell. And this team, same thing. They do fight. They don't have a lot of talent yet, but hopefully they can get there. Andrew Thomas, thank you for the super chat. Really, my man, he says, if you're picking five and had a choice between Trey Lance or Chase, Jamar Chase, who would I want? Probably I don't know. I don't know enough about Trey Lance. I can't speak on him at number 5. I honestly would probably want Penei Sewell there. Or Micah Parsons maybe. But I think Penei Sewell would be really good there. Although this line, if it continues to improve, you probably wouldn't need him. Jamar Chase is a stud. There's no doubt about that. It'd be tough. I'd have to look at Trey Lance. If Trey Lance is as good as they say he is, I might go in that direction. Seriously. I'm off Daniel Jones. I got no confidence in Daniel Jones. I want to have confidence in him. I want to root for him. I don't have confidence in him right now. He's given me no reason to have confidence. He does not improve. He still does the same things over and over and over. He's still doing the same things. So like I said earlier in the stream, until he has a run of games where he is turnover free, it's going to be hard to trust him. If he proves to me that he can stop turning the ball over on a consistent basis, not just in one game, then I'll start to believe in him. And if he does that the rest of the year, then I'm going to say we don't need a quarterback. But right now, I would lean towards getting a quarterback, because I really do believe that if we had a Ryan Fitzpatrick here, we'd be 4-4. Seriously. Zion Zenith, thanks so much for the super chat, brother. Really appreciate it, my man. Brilly says, after Tam, DJ needs a sit. My opinion, McCoy could run this offense. His career had bad luck, injuries, bad teams. New York Giants' best roster he's been on. That could definitely be true. Draft Justin Fields, been a fan. DJ, take a seat or trade him. And you're again, Zion Zenith, double Z. You're not wrong. I think a lot of Giants fans are like that. I think a lot of Giants fans are. I think a lot of Giants fans are off the Daniel Jones bandwagon, and some still want to give him a chance, and I understand that too. I'm just more impatient. I am impatient. I'm an impatient guy. I mentioned that a number of times. I'm impatient, and I do have a tendency to give up quicker than other people. That's just my personality. It's nothing against Daniel Jones. Well, it's nothing against Daniel Jones. It's just how I am. Like I said, I was spoiled. I grew up. The Giants were good right away when I was growing up. I've seen them win 4 Super Bowls, and I haven't experienced the stretch of really bad football like this, and I'm ready for it to be over. So that has a lot to do with it. Lestat Walton, I did vote. I hope everybody out there voted. Honestly, you're right. I hope everybody did go out there and express. I don't care who you voted for. You just go out and vote. I don't care who you voted for. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care if you voted for my guy, didn't vote for my guy. I don't care. I'm not one of these guys. This is why I don't discuss politics, but I'm not one of these guys who's going to get mad at you if you didn't vote who I voted for. And I'm not telling you who I voted for. But it doesn't really matter. Like I said, if you don't vote for who I vote, I don't care. It doesn't change a person to me. If I like you, I like you. I don't give a damn who you vote for or what your political views are. If I like you, I like you. You're either a good person. I don't care what your political views are. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what your religion is, your background. I don't give a damn about any of that. You're either a good person or you're not a good person. That is that cut and dry to me. You are either a good, decent human being or you're an asshole. Either way. I don't care. That has nothing to do with anything except for the person. I don't care what the hell they do. Okay? That's just my opinion on people. Nico Buckley, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that so much, brother. Really, my man, says, I'm an Eagles fan, but I love your content. Keep up the great work. And those compliments mean a lot to me coming from my rivals. And I really appreciate that, Nico. Like I said, when I got such great support from, Washington football team fans, Cowboys fans, Eagle fans, and that means the world to me because, again, I obviously going to give you guys a hard time. I think that's all part of the fun. But at the end of the day, like I said before, I think we all respect each other. When I get respect from my rivals, it means a lot to me. So thank you, Nico. I appreciate it. Gregory, thank you for the super chat. Really, if only Daniel Jones had a cannon for an arm, yeah? He don't even need a cannon for an arm. If you only stop turning the ball over, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. What's going on, Dan? Thank you for the super chat, brother. Really says Washington football team going to get this fury. I hope so. Man. I would love to win another game. It would be freaking nice. It'd be nice to win a damn game. Yeah, no politics, guys. Like I said, I understand that the election's going on. Don't get me wrong. I get that. It's obviously a big night in this country, but I'm not discussing politics. I don't do that on this channel. I'm a sports channel. I vote for the New York Giants. Yes, there you go. I had to change a profile pic on YouTube from DJ to shot. I get you. I understand, Harrison. Hey, listen, there's a lot of – listen, Fisk Vegas commented on my video. He hasn't really given up on it, but he told me that he's done giving Daniel Jones passes. Fisk pretty much said, I tried badly, but he broke my heart. He hurt. When Fisk Vegas comes in, because Fisk loves Daniel Jones. And he will stand up for Daniel Jones with every fiber of his being. So when he comes to me and says, "Bear, he hurt me last night," and he's out of passes. He's like, I'm not giving up on him, but he's out of passes. Like, he's not standing up for him anymore. That tells you all you need to know. Chris was breaking beer bottles. Like, Chris was so mad he broke beer bottles. That was the best part of the stream to me, was Chris showed a little bad dog fire, broke some beer bottles. Somebody said, you're rubbing off of Chris. I said, God, I hope I'm not. John Lee, thank you for the super chat. Really, my man says, watch Tamari and Terry wide receiver. We can get the second or third. Okay. I don't know much about him. Another deep wide receiver class, though. So we might not have to take a Jamar Chase that early. I'm a little standoffish about taking a wide receiver that early in the draft. I really don't like that. I think that's a luxury position. I think if you're drafting really early, it's because you need more important positions. That's just me. If we took Jamar Chase, I wouldn't be upset about it. If we took Rashad Bateman, I probably wouldn't be upset about it. But, I don't like that. I'd rather deal in the trenches with the top 10 pick. I'd rather go offensive line, defensive line, quarterback. I'd rather deal with those. Zion Zine, thank you for super chat, my man. Brilly says big facts. He's freaking losing us games, bro. You the bomb. Zion. How can I be the bomb when you the bomb? Double Z. Thank you, my man. Malcolm Jones, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly, my man. Really appreciate that. He says, y'all showed a lot of heart last night from an Eagles fan. And again, Malcolm, thanks so much. We fought. We fight a lot, man. We're that fighter that goes 15 rounds with the champion and loses in a split decision. That's really what we've become. We're a prize fighter that battles everybody to the end. We're like Rocky Balboa. And as an Eagle fan, you guys understand Rocky. It takes place in Philadelphia, all that stuff. First battle. Rocky, first one, Rocky, the original Rocky, man. He goes the distance with Apollo Creed. It's a split decision. That's the Giants every week. We take our opponent to the absolute limit, but at the end of the day, we always end up losing in a decision, which sucks as a Giants fan. Kevin Lynch, brother, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it, but man, Brilly, my man. Thank you so much. That is very much appreciated. I'm tired of Afghanistan. I get you, brother. Trust me. This is why my post-game videos come out the way they do, because I'm sick of losing too. I hate it. We are Rocky the First Movie Demon. We are. You know. What's going on? Thank you, Victor. I appreciate that, my man. I appreciate that. What's going on, Ivan? How you doing, brother? Should the Giants resign Logan Ryan next year? In my opinion, he's a great leader for the team. Do you think he can play cornerback 2 spot instead of free safety or a slot corner? I mean, yeah, it'd be good to have him for depth. I don't know if he'd be a free safety. I think McKinney's going to take that spot over, but we'll see. Now, they got McKinney and Peppers out there. One of them is going to have to transfer to free safety. But Logan Ryan, depending on the price, yeah, I would bring him back. I think he's had his ups and downs here, but he's played pretty well. And if you could get him at a decent price for some depth, it wouldn't be a bad idea. I don't think Sam Beal's coming back. We all know DeAndre Baker's done. So we could definitely use another corner, and wouldn't surprise me. Don Lee, thank you for the super chat. Really, my man. Giants Revenge Tour 2021. I'm ready. I'm ready already. I'm ready already for the Revenge Tour. I am ready already for the Revenge Tour. No doubt about that. We on Sunday. I hope so. The Giants are bad. Yeah, they are bad. They are bad. Redskins Bay, what's going on, buddy? How you doing, man? Thank you for joining the stream. Jones decision makers. Yeah, Roldy. That's why I'm on his case so much. Nathaniel, thank you for the super chat, brother. Really, my man. He says, I want the Yankees to get another guy on offense. We could use a left-handed bat. There was talking about him bringing Didi back, but Didi said he wouldn't know where he was going to play. I mean, you got Gleyber Torres, you got DJ LeMahieu. They got to sign DJ LeMahieu. That is a necessity. They also probably going to make a run at JT Real Mutual, although JT said he pretty much doesn't want to play in New York, but money talks. And I don't think Gary Sanchez has come back here. I really don't. I think the Yankees are done with Gary Sanchez. I can't see them giving him a contract. So JT Real Mutual may be a guy they go after. I think the Yankees are going to target JT Real Mutual and Trevor Bauer. I think those are two guys that they're definitely going to target in free agency. Jeremiah, it's going well, man. Hope yours is too. Subo, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Daniela Brandy, what's going on, man? How you doing, buddy? Always good to see you in here. Look at Jacob Venus says these Giants really grind my gears. I'll tell you, I understand. Man, grinding mine too, man. Anish says this team beats the life out of me every week. Can't catch a break to save our lives. You got to execute better. Tired of losing. Go Giants. I completely agree with that statement, man. I couldn't agree more. Cannot agree more. Julian Tate, what's going on, man? Matthew Bray, rewatching Duke film DJ, he really shows he hasn't gotten it. Yeah, exactly. And everybody's like, he's got to develop. He's got to develop. College is an NFL player's development. And then you have your rookie season. You know, I don't like when people are like, well, it's COVID. I mean, every single quarterback in the league went through the same thing Daniel Jones went through. Obviously, they don't all have a new head coach, but they all didn't have mini camps, training camps, preseason games. None of them had that. Not just Daniel Jones. You can't make that an excuse. James Little says Jones ain't the quarterback. And I think a lot of people after last night's game, it's a primetime game. So, you know, all of America was watching. And a lot of the UK, because Chris and I have a lot of UK supporters, which is freaking awesome. And a lot of people out of the country. We got some guys from Ireland. We got some guys from South Africa. We got a few guys from Australia and New Zealand, which I just think is cool as hell. I know there's a couple guys from Germany that check us out. I think that's awesome. But, you know, everybody saw Daniel Jones on display. And people can see why Giants fans are so frustrated because he shows flashes of being really good, and then he shows flashes of the guy doesn't belong being a starting quarterback. So it is frustrating. Simon, thank you for the super chat. Really says, how about a round of applause for legalizing weed in New Jersey? Well, 420 in New Jersey right now as we speak, I guess. It's 420 in New Jersey. Anybody in New Jersey, 420 someplace, so smoke them if you got them. That's all it is. Actually, it's funny. I was going into the grocery store. I just had to run in there and get some milk for my son, you know. And I grabbed a couple of steaks for tomorrow, and you know, I get something. I grabbed something to eat, you know, for grab some fruit, whatever. And I see this car. It's like parked in between two spots. I'm like, what the hell is that? I get out of my car and I can smell it. So as I'm walking past the car, I'm just like, yep, 420 someplace, 420 crew. You know what? I thought about you guys. Obviously, I didn't look back and it was dark. I don't know what the person did, but I had to. Twin Arts, thank you for the super sticker. Really brought the trees for the 420 crew. There you go. There you go. Was that pass interference on Bradbury? He didn't really turn around for the ball, but I thought it was ticky-tack. That was a ticky-tack play. You don't think the quarterbacks in 2020 are you don't think Trevor Lawrence is any good? I think Trevor Lawrence is the real deal. Justin Fields, not sold on him. Trey Lance don't know enough about him. Trevor Lawrence is the real deal. Unless he goes to the Jets. Everybody that goes to the Jets fails. That's just the Jets. But that is just that's just the Jets. Twin Hearts, you taking off, my man? There's 420 in Fiji. There you go. There you go. Have a great night, brother. Be good. Always good to see you in here, man. You hit on a QB, you're all set. Yeah. I don't think the refs screw us over Afghanistan. Listen, I don't think they did either. Daniel Jones needs to make the throw. If Daniel Jones throws that ball when it should have been thrown and he anticipates where Deion Lewis is supposed to be, like any professional quarterback would do, it's a 2-point conversion. We're not even talking about it. We may lose in overtime, but we're going to overtime. Watch from the Bahamas. I appreciate that. Gian. Thank you, my man. If he's wearing blue, however, yeah, you sound exactly like me initially. This is what I say in every one of my videos, pretty much. If only, there you go, real New York Giants. There you go, buddy. If we could only blame the rest for this, I can't. You can blame Daniel Jones. It was Daniel Jones' fault. Zach, thanks so much for the super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Really, my man. He says, I really want to love DJ. but don't think they will keep him. Well, the Giants take a black quarterback. I just think the Giants like black quarterbacks. Be black and Mexican. This hurts me. I just think the Giants – I think you meant to say don't like black quarterbacks and don't like the quarterbacks to be black and Mexican. This hurts me. You know, I don't really believe that, Zach. I mean – I'm going to ask you this. Besides Dwayne Haskins, and Dwayne Haskins was a disaster in Washington. They benched him, right? They gave him – and he stunk. He stunk when he was in there, correct? Dwayne Haskins hasn't been good. He's been really, really poor. He's not a good quarterback. I knew he wasn't going to be a good quarterback. So take him out of it, okay? It's not like we lost out on a great prospect. I don't know when the Giants could have drafted a black quarterback, right? Because they had Phil Sims. I mean, since I've been watching, okay, they had Phil Sims in 1993. They ended up with Dave Brown. I don't know who they could have drafted in 94. That was a black quarterback. I mean, Dave Brown sucked. I don't really know any. I'm trying to think of a black quarterback that was really good that the Giants passed on, because then obviously we had Eli Manning from 2004 all the way up to 2019. So I really don't know when the opportunity was there for them to take one outside of Dwayne Haskins, and that's why I don't believe that that's the case. I can't think of one offhand. No, obviously Lamar Jackson. I mean, they could have taken him instead of Saquon Barkley, but they weren't looking quarterback in that draft. It's not like they passed over a black quarterback to take a white quarterback. So I know some people say that, but I don't really think that's the case. I just don't think that they've had to choose a quarterback for a long time. Daniel Jones wasn't the right pick. Right now, it definitely don't look like it. Quinn, thanks for the super chat, brother. Brilly says we will end up taking Justin Fields. Listen, I'm not a big Ohio State quarterback guy, but I'd take a shot at Justin Fields. He looks fantastic. I mean, I can't tell you how much money I won on Ohio State last year and went on Ohio State this year. It's like I've had a bad year betting college football. I keep losing one, and I'll pick a 14 parlay. I keep losing one. The fix and the Kansas Iowa State game still ticks me off. That cost me $200. I bet 20 to win 200. Kansas had the ball. They were getting 27.5 points. Kansas had the ball 7 minutes ago in the game, down by 16. And somehow Iowa State scored 2 late touchdowns with their backups in the game, and I lost. So, but Ohio State's the only consistent thing I have. So I know how good Justin Fields is. Jason, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly, my man. This is Bad Dog. Did you watch the Bama game? Because Mac Jones looks good. Oh, Mac Jones looks great. But Alabama's another school, man, where it's difficult. Their quarterbacks usually don't succeed in the NFL. I think of 2 off the top of my head, Namath and Stabler, Bart Starr. I mean, we're going way back, but since those guys, A.J. McCarron was nothing, and I can't think of a really good Alabama quarterback. Made the NFL. So, I don't know. Zion, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly, my man. Really appreciate it. He says, 420 love, bro. I stay high and work in the industry. That deserves my $5. Justin Fields, no joke, bro, but you never know. You never know. That's the thing, Zion. You can always take a quarterback. They could be a not miss. And next thing you know, they miss. You hate Ohio State. I'm a Sooner fan. I don't hate Ohio State. I mean, I don't root for a team in the Big Ten. I obviously hate the Longhorns, or the Shorthorns, as they're called by Uncle Lou. Don't like Oklahoma State, but I don't have a problem with Ohio State. I just bet on Ohio State because I know they're going to cover week in and week out. I don't know why I continue to bet on North Carolina. That's stupid. That's a team that's cost me money this year. Is betting on. They're so damn overrated, and I keep betting them every week because I keep thinking they're better than they are. Ole Miss never had a good NFL quarterback. I see what you did there. I'm pretty sure they did. I see what you did there, qualifier game. I'm pretty sure Ole Miss produced a Hall of Fame quarterback that won 2 Super Bowl MVPs for this franchise. Bad Dog Song Lyrics by Philly Boundary will be posted at Thanksgiving according to 500. Yes. He's supposed to be making an intro of me. I forgot what rant I did or what my post-game video was. It was something that I did that he's saying, oh, that was perfect, because now he has an intro for me. He always has the Mark Holmes intro. Now he's got one for me. I'm waiting to see it. You like the city behind me? Yeah, somebody mentioned it in the video. I know it might have been you, like, I don't know. Somebody said it's a beautiful picture of the city. Use it, so I used it tonight. Keep Danny Lanto. I mean, the Giants probably, if they're not drafting top 3, they probably are. What's going on, Matt Damon? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. It's been a while. Jason Ram says if Lemieux, Thomas do good in Washington, you think the future? I think that Hernandez could be gone, or they could move on from him. I think he could ride the bench. I thought Lemieux did well. I thought this is the best the offensive line looked all year, and they went against a very, very tough defense. It's not like they were playing Dallas, where Dallas's defense isn't very good. They played one of the best defenses in the league, and the Giants were able to pass and run at will. And again, if Daniel Jones doesn't turn the ball over and doesn't miss some wide open receivers streaking down the field, and we put up 41 on them without question. Without question. I saw that, Jarvis. He'd won that a long time ago. They just hadn't really announced it. But that's been a done deal. You want a friend like Bad Dog? Now you don't need a friend like me. Aaron Rodgers to the Giants, little old. He's a little bit old for us. When I trade Hernandez, well, J-Dub, the trade deadline's over. Maybe in the offseason, if Lemieux and Parrott and Andrew Thomas were really well the last 8 games, maybe they can trade Will Hernandez. Although, is this Hernandez's? No, he was drafted in 2018, so he has another year. But yeah, I mean, in the offseason, maybe they do. Maybe they can move on from him. How did Gio Urshela not win a Gold Glove? Because, Joe, you know this. You're a Yankee fan. It's always media biased against the Yankees. Tino Martinez. Remember how great Tino Martinez was at first base, Joe? And they gave it to Rafael Palmeiro, who played like 18 games at first base the entire year, and they didn't give it to Tino? It's all good. Same thing with A-Rod in 2004. A-Rod should have won a Gold Glove at third base. They gave it to Eric Chavez. They always gave it to Eric Chavez. Didn't matter. The media has their favorites, and the Yankees are never their favorites. And why do you think Hideki Matsui didn't win Rookie of the Year? They said Hideki Matsui didn't win Rookie of the Year because he came from an established league. That was their excuse. Well, Ichiro won Rookie of the Year in 2001, came from the same league, correct? The Rookie of the Year award was made because of Jackie Robinson, one of the greatest ball players ever. Jackie Robinson also came from an established league in the Negro leagues, right? And that's definitely, and nothing against Japanese baseball, but the Negro leagues was some of the fiercest, best competition in the history of baseball, no matter what. So Jackie Robinson came from one of the best organized leagues ever, and they gave him Rookie of the Year. It's named after Jackie Robinson. So they just don't want to give the Yankees any awards. That's all it is. Daniel Jones is a GOAT. He was a GOAT. He's not the GOAT. Ichiro won MVP in 2000. Well, he won Rookie of the Year too. Urshela did get robbed. We always get robbed, Jared. You know that. Do you think Daniel Jones voted for Biden? Daniel Jones needs a vote for no damn. Do you know Daniel Jones voted for Pedro? Vote for Pedro. He's Napoleon Dynamite. He voted for Pedro. Asia, what's going on, my lady? Always good to see you. How you doing? Thank you for joining the stream. Always appreciate it. Can we still win the GOAT? We can. If the Giants win the next 3 games, we're there. And there are 3 winnable games. Washington, we already beat them. Philly, we should have beat them. Cincinnati, we can beat them. If the Giants win their next 3 games, listen, the Eagles' schedule is brutal. The Eagles might win 2 games the rest of the year. I am dead serious. If we're 4-7, as stupid as it is, we're right there. Remember, this team started off 1-7 in 2018. And then they really turned around and played a lot better. And Chris and I was used to joke when we started our show, because when Chris and I started the show, the Giants didn't lose for like 3 straight weeks. So hopefully it can repeat itself. We can get to 4-7. We get to 4-7. As dumb as it is, we're right in the division. Eagles have a very tough schedule. Their schedule is not easy. Judge, good coach. You might be the second best coach in the division. Who's first, RJ? Who's first? It's not McCarthy, and it's certainly not Ron Rivera, and it certainly ain't Doug Peterson. I think that Joe Judge is the best coach in this division. I heard that, Asia. I heard Elway had the COVID, man. I heard that. It's shame. Hopefully, quick recovery for him. Jason Dale, thank you for the super chat, my man. Really appreciate it, brother. Really ready for basketball season? Oh, you know Laker Dog's always ready. It's going to happen after Christmas. It's going to happen in January, but that'll be quick. It's 2 months away. I'll be ready. This guy right here, he'll be ready to call call championship Lakers basketball again this year. Riverboat and Double Down Dog. I know, Karam Bite. It's crazy. Second to Rivera, Peterson's overrated. I don't think Ron Rivera's best coach in this division. I don't. Ron Rivera cost Washington the game against us, going for 2. They had all the momentum. He should have kicked the field goal. I feel like Justin Fields the next Russell Wilson. I win. Yeah, if we could ever get a Russell Wilson on this. I remember a couple of years ago before draft Daniel Jones, there was rumors of Russell Wilson coming here. Yeah, I'm about creaming my pants. I would have if Russell Wilson was a Giant. I freaking love Russell Wilson. This is one of my favorite players in the league. Lakers are repeating. Chapo, they're going to – listen, I think the Clippers are going to be more determined than ever. I think the Lakers need a point guard. Let's talk about Derrick Rose coming in. We'll see who comes to the Lakers in free agency. But the Lakers are going to make a run at another one. Anthony Davis has to stay. But I think that if Anthony Davis stays here, I think the Lakers will be right there again. I think they'll be the best team in the West again. Top 3 favorite Giants all time. I know yours is LT. Mine is LT, Bavaro, Eli. That is exactly my order, Slink. That is exactly my order. LT, Bavaro, Eli. Jason Sehorn to be in my top 5. I freaking love Jason Sehorn. He was one of my favorite players of all time. And, I don't know if it's hard to pick, like, my favorites of all time. I really loved Leonard Marshall. I think, like, Leonard Marshall is such an underrated player. He was so good. Carl Banks was really good. The Giants had a lot of those guys. I liked Jesse Armstead for a while. I liked Corey Webster a lot. I liked Sam Garnes. Anybody remember Sam Garnes? I liked Sam Garnes a lot. Steve Smith. I really liked Steve Smith. I love Joe Morris. There was a lot of Giants that I really liked. New Pro, what's going on, man? Straight in LT, Eli Odell. Yep. Not wrong with those guys. Yeah, Corey Webster was my guy until he didn't take a picture of me in training camp, and it ruined his career. You should always take a picture. When Van Dog asks you to take a picture with him, you should always oblige, especially for Corey Webster. He was never the same after he refused. Biden didn't win Florida. Trump won Florida. I'm young if you can't tell. Yes, I can tell. I can tell there's a lot. Bottom 3 starting Giants quarterbacks you've seen in my life. Definitely Dave Brown. Daniel Jones is better than all 3 of these. The worst 3, the middle 90s. Dave Brown, Danny Cannell, and Kent Graham. Those are the worst 3 quarterbacks I've ever seen. Daniel Jones is better than all 3 of those guys. Those guys sucked. Those guys are awful. Those 3 guys from like 94 until we got Kerry Collins here, we were going nowhere. We did make the playoffs in 97 because of a fantastic defense. But yeah, those guys are bad. Those are the 3 worst I've ever seen. I love Tiki Barber too, Devin. He was amazing. He was amazing. A lot of guys that miss OBJ, Bosch. And I honestly admit, I don't miss OBJ. I felt like that we should have traded him. I talked about trading him in 2018 that I felt like they should have, and I actually said in the video that they should trade him to Cleveland, which is ironic that he ended up in Cleveland. But there was always a part in the back of my mind that says I would have loved to have seen what Daniel Jones could have done with Odell Beckham, but now that I watched Daniel Jones play, I don't know how much it would have mattered. And also, Odell Beckham has never been the same player after he broke his ankle. He has not been, and now he's hurt again. So He's had some serious injury problems in his career. I don't know. Nick Caserio, I mean, I worry about it because the Patriots really haven't drafted well. Not in the last 5 years. They haven't. They haven't really drafted well. Nobody really sticks out. So I'm a little concerned about that. Obviously, they're a very good run organization. Tom Brady masked a lot of problems there. Bill Belichick, greatest head coach ever. Those two guys were fantastic together. Now they're split up. Cam Newton's a quarterback. You see the Patriots, they're done. They're done. They're mortal. Their dynasty's done. They're not going anywhere. So, I just hope that they don't fall ass backwards into a Trevor Lawrence. But I don't really care. I mean, I don't hate the Patriots. But if they get one of those quarterbacks, they're going to rise up again. I have to hope. We have to hope. I hope that Bill Belichick retires. Bill Belichick needs to come to the Giants. Joe Judge is getting. I don't think Joe Judge will get canned. I think the Giants are very high on Joe Judge. I don't think he'd go anywhere. And I'll be honest. The Giants keep competing the way they are. I don't think Dave Gettleman's going anywhere. I really don't. I don't think Dave Gettleman's going to get fired. And there's a lot of reports out there that say if the Giants continue to play at the level that they're playing and they continue to be competitive, Dave Gettleman won't be fired. So I can definitely see that happening where he doesn't get fired. Next year will be a huge year for the Giants. I had hoped so. The Eagles are regressing. Fire Gettleman. A lot of people want Gettleman fired. That's for sure. Do I think Jason Stewart's a top 5 Giants corner of all time? If he stayed healthy, Andrew, yes. It's a shame that he tore his knee up returning kicks in a preseason game against the Jets in 1998. I feel like if Sehorn was healthy his entire career, he would have been one of the top 5 corners, definitely. What do I think of the Giants hiring Sean McVay for GM if Dave doesn't get fired? I don't think Sean McVay – I don't know if I would hire him for a GM. He's a little young. I kind of want a guy that's established. How do you make the same mistake over and over and over? I don't know, Aaron, but that's what pisses me off about Daniel Jones. So I think Fields is going to be better than Trey Lance. Again, I don't know enough about Trey Lance. I appreciate you, Anish. I mean, like I said, Chris and I wouldn't do all the things we do if it wasn't for you guys and girls. I mean, and that's why I did the video today is, it's just, it's, kind of my appreciation that I really appreciate the fact that there's so many people. He said there was 3,300 people in that stream last night. The fact that there's 3,300 people watching the game with Chris and I mean, that's just awesome. That's so cool to me but there's that many people that want to hang out with us and watch the game together. I think that's awesome. I mean, our streams didn't start out like that, but like I said, you guys liking the videos, sharing the videos, hanging out in the live streams, commenting, all that stuff helps. And then more and more people find us, and it continues to grow, and we love it. It's you guys keep us going. Like I said, you guys thank us. We need to thank you because we're in the same boat you guys are. It's tough. It's tough to watch and cover this team every week. We're bad. We keep losing. It sucks. We need each other. That's why this is fantastic. Jason, thanks for the super chat, brother. Really, really, my man. This is really enjoy you, bro. Have a great night. Be blessed. Thank you, Jason. You do the same, my man. I really appreciate it. What's going on, Funk Ops? How you doing? Thank you for joining the stream. Bosch, yeah, we try. I mean, we try, man. We try. Ben DiNucci outperformed Wentz. He did. We don't want to be the Jets and get a new quarterback every couple of years. No, we don't. But listen, you don't want to be in quarterback hell either. If you don't think Daniel Jones is the guy, you move on from him. When you have an opportunity to move on from him, you have to. Because you don't want to be a guy where your quarterback is below average and you end up being an 8-8 team when you're good enough to be 12-4. You start sitting there at 7-9, 8-8 every year. You're not going to get a good quarterback, and then you're going to end up in quarterback hell. You don't want that. We could be 4-4. I agree. Justin Fields, Trey Lance. Again, Alex, I don't know enough about Trey Lance to say one way or the other. I'm not a big fan of Ohio State quarterbacks, but Justin Fields looks really good. So I don't know. I wouldn't do a better job of quarterback. I can't throw the ball anymore. My shoulder fall off. I'm old as hell. I couldn't do that. By the way, Alex, I thought you did a really good job of breaking down Daniel Jones' first interception. You guys check out Alex Sports' channel if you haven't. Really, he's a good kid. Does a lot of good Giants content over there. So check that channel out. Get a chance to. Who do I think the best sports commentator of all time? Vince Scully. I don't think anybody's better than Vince Scully. Vin Scully was the man. So, you know, what I mean, if we took who? What do I think of Daniel Jones making us lose? I think that he has. I think that he's a big reason we lose because he's not clutch, and I think he turns the ball over at the worst times. Shermer and Gettleman or McAdoo and Reese. Give me McAdoo and Reese. I mean, McAdoo got us into the playoffs, and McAdoo wanted Pat Mahomes. So it's more McAdoo than anybody else there. McAdoo's biggest issue was the players didn't respect him, but McAdoo knows his stuff. And Eli Manning had his best statistical careers, or the best statistical years of his career under McAdoo as the offense coordinator. So I like the McAdoo. What's going on, Benjamin? How you doing, buddy? Thank you for joining the stream, man. Appreciate it. Are the Sixers winning the chip this year? No. Lakers will probably repeat. Do you think of a trade Tate? No, trading deadline's over. No more trades. Nothing big really happened. Somebody told me Gilmore went to – where did Gilmore go? The Packers? Should the Yankees re-sign Didi? I mentioned that earlier. There's nowhere to put Didi. I would like to have Didi back as a left-handed bat, but you have to re-sign DJ LeMahieu. You have to. And then Glaber's going to play short. So I don't think you can bring Didi back here. Can I stream the election? I'm not a political channel. I know Anthony Brian Logan's streaming it. He's got like 30,000 people in there. You want to go over there? He's streaming it. What record will it take for Gettleman to get fired? Again, Duke, I think that if the Giants, even if they don't win another game the rest of the year, but they continue to be competitive, I think he may be safe. If we start to get blown out, then I think he's in trouble. If LeBron gets a three-peat with the Lakers, is he definitely the GOAT? No question. No, Jordan's still the GOAT. Jordan will always be the GOAT. Jordan is 6 for 6 in NBA Finals, 6 MVPs. No team ever took him to 7 games in the NBA Finals. Jordan's the GOAT. I grew up with Jordan. Jordan will always be the GOAT. It's a generational thing. I say it every time. If you grew up with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you think he's the best. If you grew up with Wilt Chamberlain, you think he's the best. If you grew up with Kobe, you think Kobe's the best. If you're growing up now with LeBron, you think LeBron's the best. I just think it's generational. I think whoever you grew up with, whoever the biggest star was at that time, that's who you think is the best. Unless it's like Wayne Gretzky. Nobody can argue Gretzky is the greatest hockey player in the history of hockey. It's not close. If you could put any player on the Giants offense, one on defense, who would they be? Current players only? Well, offense would be Pat Mahomes. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And defense probably be Aaron Donald. I would like those guys. Best Giants player this year? James Bradbury has been. Let's get back to the Giants. Took Eric Flowers in 2015. They took Eli Apple next year. Oh, you ever seen my Eli Apple rant, Joe? If you've never seen my Eli Apple rant, I did that back in the day after we drafted him. It's an old video, but I put it on this page. Type it in there. Look at the Eli Apple rant. I think I was mad about Daniel Jones. Watch that video. And that was the day after. The Daniel Jones rant was nothing compared to when we took Eli Apple. I was super heated. Super heated. Lucas, thank you for the super chat, but man, really appreciate it, brother. Brother, here's one of my guys from Australia. He says, Are you and Chris Tango and Cash of Giants football? I don't know. Are you the one that asked who was Batman, who was Robin last night? Tango and Cash. Yes, Tango and Cash. Spaghetti and meatballs. What do we do this free agency? We have to target, like I said, corner, wide receiver, edge rusher. Those are guys we got to look at. Bradbury's played like an all-pro Quran bite, definitely. Even if Daniel's trash this year, skip on a quarterback, fill other holes, get a quarterback. Yeah, but you don't know where you're going to draft. That's the thing. You don't know where you're going to draft, and you don't know if anybody's going to be as good as Trevor Lawrence. Number 8 has 8 games left to show something. Yeah, I agree, Jeffrey. I completely agree. I am watching the election, yes. I have it on right now. Not going to lie. Well, yeah, the defense has been really good, Brody. It has been very good. It's been impressive. I mean, it's way better than I thought it would be. No doubt about that. How about the Celtics for the chip? Well, they have a chance. All right, Gregory, have a great night, man. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Big improvement. I'm about to say, yeah. Did I see the controversy with Golden Tate? I did see his wife said something. I actually thought Golden Tate was going to get traded. I'm surprised he's still here. But, yeah, they were saying that he came back, yelled at the camera, throw me the ball. that he's not being utilized enough. Yeah, I read the article. We do, Steven. That's why, like I said, that's why I made the video today, to show my appreciation for all these Giants fans that hang out with me and Chris and, every Giants content creator, that we're such a bad team, but the continued support, the growth of the New York Giants fan base on YouTube is amazing. That's why I'm proud to be a Giants fan. Our fan base is the best. I mean, we're there. We've been the worst team in football since 2017. And like I said, this community, the Giants community, continues to grow. So it makes me proud to be a fan. We don't give up on our team, even though they're terrible. But like I said, we were 1-5 going in last night. We had 3,300 people in that stream. So, it's really good. Can't blame the whiteouts. No, I can't. I can't. But I take Tua over Jones in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, I would take Tua over Jones. Stephen A. Smith used to be a Giants fan. Yeah, but I still think he is. I'm not doing fantasy this year. Yeah. No, I have the election on. We're the best football fan base because so many. Yeah, I mean we are. It's a lot of fun. Frank, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. Really appreciate it, my man. Brilly. He says, I'd rather evaluate Jones. Because than trade for a guy for a 6th-round pick. Well, I mean, we're going to evaluate Jones the rest of the year. Like I said, like Jeffrey said, he's got 8 games to prove himself. Like a lot of Giants fans said, they're giving him the whole year. Like I said, I am impatient, so I've given up on him early. I watch him play. I just don't think he's the guy. But hopefully in the second half he can turn it around and make me change my mind again. He is making me flip-flop a lot, Daniel Jones is. I'm flip-flopping on Daniel Jones like he flip-flops in a game. One drive he looks unstoppable. One drive he looks like, why the hell are you even in the NFL? So I kind of go with the flow with him. I don't know if he's good. I don't know what to take. To me, he's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And to me, it's too much Mr. Hyde or Dr. Jekyll, whatever the bad one is. Stephen A. Smith, you should, Crum. Joe Judge deserves a lot of credit for getting this team prepared every week to fight. Giants need a wide receiver alignment. Yes, they do. Yes, they do, Nish. They do. By the way, I saw you mention something about Nitro Freak with the video, but Nitro Freak and I have done that for years, man. I got no ill feelings towards Nitro Freak. That is Nitro Freak in my relationship. When it comes to football, we always butt heads, always, and that's just part of the fun. I've known Nitro Freak on here for I don't know how many years, but that's just what we do. That's just what we do. Jones doesn't pass the eye test, but let's see what he doesn't pass the eye test to me either, but we'll see what he does. Jones might shake out to be a high-level backup for like Ryan Fitzpatrick. That's true. I mean, Slacker, that's very possible. That's very possible. Yeah, Gettleman's 10-30. We've lost 3/4 of our game. It's terrible. Is it possible for the coaches to even teach him to stop trying to do too much? It seems like that always. Yeah, that's something to me that you can't teach. That's instincts, and his instincts suck, and that's the problem. I don't know if he can change that because, as people said, he's doing the same things in the pros that he did at Duke. He has not changed. He has not improved. So it's not a good look for him. He isn't. No, he's not. I don't think he is, Jeffrey. I think Trey Lance is the best quarterback in the draft. A lot of people think that, Drew Ratty. A lot of people like Trey Lance. A lot of people. And Duke, I agree, his pocket presence stinks. Yeah, if DJ could be consistent, it'd be great. If DJ was consistent and didn't turn the ball over, Alex, we would be in much better shape. But he's way too inconsistent, and he's very careless with the ball. Like I said, the way he processes things, he's very slow to process things. His instincts are very poor. He's a first-read quarterback. He doesn't go through progressions. Throws the ball late, and he's very careless with the ball. None of that's good. I can't say when people say, oh, he can run. That's great. That's a bonus. Quarterback's not paid to run. If he was paid to run, he'd be a wide receiver or a running back. Daniel Jones is paid to be a quarterback. Quarterbacks are supposed to throw the ball, not run. Okay? Freddie Freeman won MVP. Did he really? That's crazy. Who won it in the AL? Luke Voigt should have won it in the AL. Late anticipation throws and poor mechanics in the pocket. Exactly, Jeffrey. And he had pockets to throw in. He missed throws. What about Giants going after Jimmy G? I would never want Jimmy G. And Jimmy G's making a fortune. Jimmy G's got way too big of a contract. Jimmy G stinks. 49er fans can't stand him. Add turnovers and ball security. Exactly. It's why we're bad. That's why he's bad, Jeff. How does DJ throw short throw interceptions? I don't know. DJ just not in good decision with the ball. OJ Anderson was the man, John Burgess. Jimmy G, they did overpay him. They overpaid him very much. Tebow got wins. I'm blaming coaching. There you go. It is what it is. Besides DJ, who do you? Well, I don't hate Daniel Jones. I don't hate anybody on this roster. He infuriates me because he needs to play better. But I don't hate him by any means. I don't dislike any players on our team. I dislike the way they play sometimes. Like I can't stand the way Daniel Jones plays, but I don't dislike him. So did anyone notice how Carter Colvin went? He got a sack? Top 3 most hated Giants of all time. Ron Dane's up there, man. I hated Ron Dane. I could not stand Ron Dane. He sucked. J-Ron Hosley was another one. Man, I could not stand J-Ron Hosley. But I like Eric Flowers, obviously, Eli Apple. I couldn't stand those guys. Dexter Lawrence is pretty good. What I think about the Bucs getting AB, it's just another weapon for Brady. You should make him very dangerous. Ruben Randall's another one, man. You want to talk about an inconsistent guy with a ton of talent? He was it. I agree that Danny might not be the guy that loses us games, but I think I agree, Max. I mean, we do have other holes we need to fill. Giants make no trades. Jeffrey, there was not a lot of trades made today at all. This is the thing. It's a Papley. You cannot compare Daniel Jones, Eli Manning. Can't. Different eras. Way different eras. Game was different. It was not a quarterback-driven league back in 2004. Quarterbacks did not have the same carte blanche where you couldn't hit him in the knees, you couldn't hit him in the head. Eli Manning actually had his freaking helmet ripped off and he got hit in the head by the Jets and had his head cut open in the preseason game, and there was no foul. So things are much different when Eli Manning played. You cannot compare eras. I don't like when people do that. And Eli Manning, if you actually watch when Eli Manning played, Kevin Gilbride had Eli Manning as a gunslinger. Kevin Gilbride had Eli Manning just chucking the ball all over the field, down the field. His game plan was high risk, high reward. Eli Manning threw a lot of those interceptions because of the game plan. When Ben McAdoo got here and the Giants went to that more of a West Coast offense, Eli Manning had his 2 best statistical seasons of his career. So the reason, or one of the reasons he turned the ball over so many damn times is because of the game plan that Kevin Gilbride implemented for Eli Manning to use his long arm and to throw deep. He threw deep a lot of times, and that caused a lot of interceptions. Frank, thank you for the super chat. Really, have I done any research on Zach Wilson? I like him. I have not done research on a lot of people. I'm kind of just – I'm going through the motions. Like I watch a lot of college football. I really have not started to study these guys yet. I'm going to get close because the Giants season looks like it's going to be over. But we'll take a look at it. I kept yelling for Gilbride to run the ball. Yeah, he was. I was Michael Strahan as a person. He's an ass. Great player though. Who gonna be the number 1 pick of the? I don't know. It was supposed to be LaMelo Ball, but it seems like he might slip. It seems like he might slip. Be fun if the Knicks can get him. Justin Fields got to get. A lot of people like Justin Fields. Look at Eli college tape versus number 8 college tape. Plus a different era. Eli had a cannon gunslinger mentality. Also, Brett Favre, number 8, is not a gunslinger. Right. Eli Manning had great arm talent. He had superior arm talent. A lot of people forget how good Eli Manning was throwing the deep ball when he first came out and how strong his arm was. His arm was stronger than Peyton's by a mile. Peyton didn't have the strongest arm. Eli had a cannon. Daniel Jones does not have that arm talent. Eli Manning did not have Daniel Jones's mobility or athleticism, but Eli Manning was a better overall quarterback. He's just better. Yes, he did love that. He did love that stupid shotgun draw on 3rd and long. Yes, he did. Yeah, a lot of people were kicking themselves in the ass for not taking DK Metcalf. Yeah, I can't wait to see what McKinney does. It'll be interesting. Watch Justin Fields highlights. That man sitting in the podcast for 3 hours throwing wide open receivers. I know how well that would go for us. Well, I mean, that's why I didn't like Dwayne Haskins. It's hard to judge a guy that has such superior talent around him playing against inferior talent in college football. That's why I don't care what they do. I don't care about their stats. Watch them play. Watch them in big spots. Tells you a lot about them. Only games I have confidence in are the football team of the Cowboys. The rest I can see is losing. That's possible, Demon. It's very possible. You think that Deion Jones is a solid quarterback as an Eagles fan? Okay. I think he's got a decent skill set, but he hasn't shown me that he's a solid quarterback yet. That's for sure. Guys, if you haven't done so, man, please hit that thumbs up button for me. It helps out the stream. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel. I really appreciate you being here. And like I said, man, hit the thumbs up, hit that subscribe, hit that like button. How long do I think Brady will play out this contract, and he's done. Jamar Chase is a way better prospect than Fields. Well, we'll see what we do. I mean, if the Giants are going to stick with Daniel Jones and we're picking second overall, then the Giants could trade back and get a boatload. You know, why do I hate the Cowboys? I'm a Giants fan. It's my job. What's going on in Lake Nona? I'll be like Jamar Chase. 34 turnovers in 20 games. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. You know, no doubt about that. Ever been to Newark? I have been to Newark. Well, I've flown out of Newark. I don't think I've ever visited Newark for any reason, but I've definitely flown out of Newark. Sujal, what's going on? How you doing? Thank you for joining the stream, man. Appreciate it. Yes, number 80 goes Ryan Levy. I did vote, yes. How can you justify getting rid of Daniel Jones? I understand he's not doing well right now. He has no semblance of an offensive line, no good talent in the receiving corps. So, Anthony, did you watch the game last night? He had plenty of time. Two horrific interceptions. One of the interceptions had, on the opposite side of the field, Darius Slayton running down the field free for a touchdown. Didn't even look over there. Forced a ball, threw a terrible interception. Threw a terrible interception later in the game as well. First read quarterback, no arm strength whatsoever. Threw it late to Deion Lewis, late and behind him for the 2-point conversion. He's indecisive. He has bad pocket awareness. He has a hard time reading defenses. He's late with the ball. He's inaccurate down the field. Not to mention he missed 2 receivers wide open streaking down the field. And he's extremely inconsistent with the way he plays. He's turned the ball over 34 times in 20 games. Need I keep going? That's why. You say we have no talent. What did he have last year? He threw 24 touchdowns and 12 interceptions last year. What the hell did he have last year? He threw 24 touchdowns. He had the same damn receiving core. He didn't have he's had Evan Ingram there all year. He's had Darius Slayton there all year. He didn't have Darius Slayton all year last year. These guys are open. How do you throw 24 touchdowns last year? It's the same damn receivers. I mean, it's his decision-making. Joe Burrow, like I said, I don't know if Cincinnati, but I don't think they played yesterday. But Joe Burrow has 3 games in his career, in his rookie season. I think Cincinnati's played, 6 games? Well, half of them he hasn't turned the ball over. How come Joe Burrow, who's a rookie, does not play in a great Cincinnati team? I mean, Joe Mixon's better than the running back we have out there now, but Cincinnati's offensive line isn't great. How come he can go 3 games and not turn the damn ball over? We have a quarterback that's played 20 games in this league, and he's turned it over in every freaking game except for 1. I mean, why is that? Why is that? Cincinnati doesn't have overwhelming talent. You know, that's why. I don't think I proved my point. It's because of Jason Garrett play calling that DJ's throwing picks. Yeah, well, not quite. Thumbs up the stream. Indeed, he only played like 10 games his first year. He played 12, but yeah, he threw a lot of touchdowns. Jameis Winston. I'm surprised Winston doesn't have a job. I'm surprised the Patriots don't bring in Jameis Winston. Whatchamacallit's not the answer. People want to make every excuse possible. Yes, they do. You watched your rant on it. Yeah, a lot of people like that one. Listen, I've said this before. I never go out around and brag about a lot of things that I do, but I'm telling you, there's not many. There's pretty much nobody that can rant like I do. A lot of people will try to rant and they force it. You can either rant or you can't. EDP can rant really good too. He's another guy that he gives good rants. EDP, you know. Uncle Lou is another one. Uncle Lou's my spirit animal. Uncle Lou and I are very similar. Well, the Giants win the division at 5. 6-10 is very possible, honestly. Jones is just a good defensive player. He likes getting the ball out. You got to be more careful with the ball. Do I think the Pats offense fit DJ Seal? Yes, I do think that he'd be fine with the Patriots. But he would still make the same mistakes. I don't think that matters where he goes. A lot of the mistakes are on him. Now, it's one thing if a receiver runs the wrong route. I mean, there was a couple times where I remember Slayton slowed down on a play, and that was on Slayton. Slayton looked over the wrong shoulder. That was on Slayton. I didn't blame Daniel Jones for those throws, but I do blame him for the ones he missed. Would I take any of the quarterbacks besides the ones? I would choose not to, Chapel. I would choose not to. I'd rather trade back and get a boatload of picks. Trevor Lawrence is really the only guy that I want. If Jones played better, we'd have more than 3 wins. Yes, I agree. We'd probably be 4-4. Honestly, he gets rid of the turnovers, it'll be fine. Yeah, but he hasn't. He has. Let me ask you guys this. You guys that keep, sticking up for Daniel Jones. What have you watched in his 20 career NFL games? What exactly have you watched that makes you believe he's going to stop turning the ball over? That he stops being a first-read quarterback, and that he learns how to go through progressions and not force throws. What do you see that's going to make him stop doing these things? This isn't his 4th game in the league. It's not his 7th game in the league. It was game number 20, and he's still doing the same things that he did in game number 2. So tell me what you see that makes you think he's turning it around, because 20 games is a pretty good sample size. It's more than a full season. I don't want to hear about COVID. I don't want to hear about a new coaching staff. Joe Burrow had to deal with that. Joe Burrow, like I said, has 3 turnover-free games. Joe Burrow's learning a whole new system. Joe Burrow is adapting to the NFL speed. Joe Burrow hasn't seen the NFL speed. Am I seriously? So, I don't know. I don't know. He's staring at wide receivers. That he does. Besides Eli and Sims, who was one Giants quarterback you liked? I mean, Kerry Collins. At least he got us to a Super Bowl. The other quarterbacks that we had, since I watched, were terrible. Like I said, Kent Graham, Danny Cannell, Dave Brown, they all sucked. This dude, Daniel Jones, sucks. DJ's only consistent turnovers, misses passes, late passes, and fumbles. You can trust him for those. Yeah, that's a problem. Like I said in the rant video, when you have to actually praise your quarterback and make it a point to say, wow, Daniel, that's a good decision. It's about time he threw the ball out of bounds. When the announcers on Monday Night Football have to praise him for throwing the damn ball away, it tells you how bad he is. He wasn't projected to be a number 1. Burrow was supposed to be a number 1. Jones has potential to be great, but number 2. I don't want him leaving the Giants. Yeah, well, he shouldn't have been picked 6. If he went in the 2nd round, Mike, if he went in the 2nd round, this wouldn't be an issue. It's the fact he was picked 6th overall definitely has a lot to do with the way we feel as Giants fans, because when you're picking top 6, that player needs to make an immediate impact. It needs to better your team, no matter what position it is. And he really hasn't. Rick's a negative super chat. Brilly says Nick Gates will be a top center. Nick has definitely improved. So hopefully he continues to improve, and hopefully that offensive line can build off what they did last night. Duke, what's going on? He says, y'all do me a solid and hit that like button. I appreciate it, Duke, my man. Why is DJ picked so high? Slacker? I don't know. I think the Maras loved him. He had the Eli Manning connection. There was definitely word out there that Washington wanted Daniel Jones, and I know that they did want Daniel Jones, so he would have not gotten to the Giants at 17, and I think that's why they took him. Thoughts on Matt Parrott? I think Parrott's played great. If I was able to bring back a player to the Giants, Lawrence Taylor. He's the greatest defensive player in the history of football. Definitely him. Thoughts on Andrew Thomas played much better. Not great, but definitely better. Definitely improved yesterday. Offensive line as a whole was very good yesterday. You think we'd actually take Trevor Fields or somewhere in the odds? If we're picking first, they could definitely take Trevor Lawrence. Definitely. So you think Shermer helped DJ? I do. How do you assess a good college quarterback? It's tough. It's hard to pinpoint one thing, but it's decision making. I think that quick decision making, I think you either have that or you don't. And I think in college, if the way a quarterback reacts to a blitz, the way they can get it out of their hand, the way they can throw the ball under pressure, the decisions they make with the football, the way they go through their reads, I think all of that translates to the NFL. I honestly think as great as arm strength is, you don't need it to succeed if you have those other tools. You can have all the arm strength in the world. If you can't do that, you can't succeed. Look at Colin Kaepernick, right? Colin Kaepernick had one of the strongest arms I've ever seen in my life. And he had one great year, and then he fell off because he did not know how to adjust to defenses. He did not know how to read a defense, and he was inaccurate. But he had one of the best arms. Listen, when Kaepernick first came out, I loved Kaepernick. I watched Kaepernick play in Nevada for years. I loved Colin Kaepernick, right? He was one of my favorite players ever. I was saying that Colin Kaepernick was a rich man's Randall Cunningham. That was how good Colin Kaepernick was that first year. And then he really started to fall off because the defense made adjustments to Kaepernick. Kaepernick couldn't make the adjustment back. So that's why everybody's always talking about, should the Giants take Kaepernick? Should somebody take Kaepernick? No, Kaepernick started to fall off before the entire controversy of kneeling for the national anthem. And Colin Kaepernick hasn't played football in 5 years, and I don't know why anybody would want to even bother with it at this point. Justin Fields better prospect. I agree that Justin Fields has a much better skill set than Daniel Jones. Most people do. Daniel Jones was a 0-star prospect going to Duke. Nobody expected Daniel Jones to go 6th overall. Nobody. Listen, a lot of you guys have followed me for a long time. You remember my draft night reaction? I was pissed. What's going on, Psycho Steve? I was mad about that. Yeah, teams have been adjusting him. Jeffrey, they definitely jump throws, and that's the thing because he stares down the receivers. He threw 2 interceptions last night. He should have thrown a third. One of the corners jumped around. He dropped the interception. Every time, this is a problem, and I know I'm not the only one that deals with that. I know how many people we have in here. I figured there'd be a lower crowd than with the election going on and everything. I thought about that afterwards, but. So we got 233 people in here. Okay, I bet you 215 of them. I forgot where I was going with that now. Damn it. I totally lost track of there you go. So I'm going back. So probably I'd say 200 people out of the 230 here probably feel this way. When Daniel Jones drops back the pass, every time he goes back to pass, I have my heart in my throat because I feel like it's going to be intercepted. I'm dead ass serious. Every time Daniel Jones drops back the pass, my heart goes in my throat because I feel like something bad is going to happen with the football. He's either going to get sacked because he doesn't know how to step away from the pressure, and he's going to fumble it, or he's going to throw an interception. Every time he goes back to throw it, I feel like it's getting picked off. That's not a good feeling. You don't want that feeling when it's your quarterback. You don't want that. But that's how I feel, and I'm sure that's how a lot of Giants fans feel. You see him jump back. As soon as you watch the ball, as soon as you're watching the ball go, you're like, oh, my God, where's it going? Like, you don't ever feel like he's going to hit the guy. You feel like he's going to turn it over. That's not good. There's a reason that we feel like that. And like I said, I can see a lot of people in the chat saying, true. That's how I feel. Me too, bad or right, because it's a fact. It's not a good feeling. He turns it over too much. Every time he drops back, you're just like, what bad's going to happen now? Is he going to throw an interception? Is he going to fumble? Is he going to get sacked? Like, it's just like you – it's not like when he drops back the pass, you got confidence in him. I mean, there's probably no Chiefs fans in here, but, or Seahawks fans. I don't know if there is, but I can tell you this, and I don't watch a ton of them because they're not really broadcast up here, but if I'm watching Patrick Mahomes play or Russell Wilson play, when they drop back to pass, I am never thinking when they throw the ball it's going to be intercepted. Or Aaron Rodgers, a guy like that. When they drop back to pass, every time they throw it, I think it's getting completed. I never think it's going to be intercepted. Obviously, they do throw interceptions, but when Russell Wilson drops back to pass and rolls out of the pocket, every time he makes a throw, I think it's getting caught. I think they're making a play. I get the complete opposite feeling with Daniel Jones. It's not good. It's not good. I see Jones throw the ball away. I start biting. Yeah. If he stops turnovers, he'll be great. Yeah, but that's a big if. Like I said, Mr. Hinch, tell me. Well, number one, you say he makes throws not many quarterbacks make. I'm going to tell you this right now. This is a fact. Every throw Daniel Jones makes, another quarterback in this league can make. Daniel Jones does not have elite arm talent. But you never answered my question. You said if he stops turnovers, what makes you believe that he's going to? What makes you believe that a light goes off in Daniel Jones' head where he says, I can't force the ball. I have to stop. I have to go through all my progressions. I can't stare down my receivers, and I can't be a first-read quarterback. I have to learn how to evade pressure in the pocket, even if I'm not scrambling. I have to learn how to step up when the pocket collapses around me, or I have to learn how to roll away from the pressure. What makes you believe after 20 games that all of a sudden he's going to figure it out? That's the thing. And Sam Darnold is the same way with the Jets. Every time Sam Darnold drops back to pass, it was like, what bad's going to happen now? Because I knew he wasn't going to be good. If OBJ didn't have the catch, you think people would be as high on him? Yeah, OBJ was very talented here. Obviously, the catch was spectacular. Highlight of his Giants career, probably. But OBJ was spectacular. OBJ could take an 8-yard pass, 80 yards at house. I mean, and he did it a lot for us. So, that's what I think. Thank you, Baruch. I appreciate it. I don't want to hear any crying about the pass interference here. Yeah, Crest, that's the thing. I'm not getting on. The only thing that made me mad was that they picked up the flag. Don't throw it. I mean, if he never threw a flag to begin with, I wouldn't have cared. Because I don't believe that you can bail the Giants out at that point. I don't. I think that was a bang-bang play. It's not egregious enough to deserve a flag at that juncture of the game. So my issue was, why do you throw it and then pick it up? But like I said, if Daniel Jones gets to his back foot and throws the ball at that point to the spot that Dion Lewis is supposed to be, it's a 2-point conversion and we're tied. You can go back and watch. You go back and watch that throw, and you will see him double clutch. And by the time he double clutches and then tries to throw it out, he's inaccurate. He has nothing on the ball. It's thrown behind him, and it allows Winfield to get over there and knock the ball away. If he just steps into the throw when he hits his back foot and throws that ball where Dion Lewis is headed, that's an easy 2-point conversion. But he didn't. His anticipation skills suck. In the NFL, people keep talking about how he doesn't know wide receivers. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. Listen, you need to elevate your receivers. Your quarterback can make your receivers better than they are if your quarterback is good. In the NFL, there are always tight window throws. The cornerbacks and safeties are much better in this league than they are in college. Quarterbacks need to throw the receivers open, and that has everything to do with anticipation. Throw the ball to the spot they're supposed to be. If he ain't there, it's on the receiver. But you can't sit there and throw it behind the guy in a slant. That's not going to work. Or an out route, or a curl route. You can't throw these balls behind him. You can't throw it high. You can't throw it behind him. Daniel Jones throws the ball behind a lot of receivers. One of two things are going to happen. It's going to be incomplete. You're going to get your receiver killed, or both. We need to keep working. Yeah, I agree. The coaching staff's been fantastic. Eli made almost all of his receivers great. We'll say this, Faster Blade. Odell Beckham is fantastic here. And I know that Odell Beckham has had some injury problems. I get that. But Odell Beckham hasn't done anything in Cleveland. Nothing. Baker Mayfield was the first overall pick in the draft a few years ago. Odell Beckham has done zero in Cleveland. Eli Manning, to me, made Odell Beckham better than he is. And I'm not saying Odell Beckham's a bad receiver at all. So don't get me wrong. I still think Odell Beckham is, when he's healthy, is extremely talented. And there's no question about that. I never, ever, ever, ever questioned Odell Beckham's effort. Never. Okay? That was one thing I always gave credit. Odell Beckham gave you 110% every damn down. Sometimes he gave you a little bit too much extra. But I never questioned his heart. I never questioned his desire, his will to win, his passion. I loved that about Odell Beckham. But Eli Manning made him better than he is in Cleveland. They were a good combination. And to be fair, Odell Beckham made Eli Manning better. That's what quarterbacks and wide receivers are supposed to do. Last year, it looked like we may have had that with Daniel Jones and Darius Slayton. Hasn't worked out this year. And I put that mostly on Daniel Jones. But we did see some miscommunication last night with Darius Slayton slowing up on a route and looking the wrong way. You see Winfield waving at the Giants. I did not see that. I'm going to make an argument. The more talented receiver, the more difficult to get. Yeah. Eli is a Hall of Famer. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Carr or Jones with the Giants quarterback, will you pay? I would take Daniel Jones. I don't want to pay a veteran quarterback money. I'd rather keep Daniel Jones and then draft another quarterback if we have to. I don't want to I don't want to pay a Derek Carr to come here. I did not see Winfield waving. No. Eli was bad for his first 30 to 34 games. Again, they'll punk him. Different era. And Eli Manning's second season, we were 11-5 and won the division. It was a different era. And Eli Manning's game plan was different. Kevin Gilbride had Eli Manning dropping back and throwing deep almost every play. He made Eli Manning into a gunslinger. He threw a lot of, low percentage throws. That's what he had. He had Eli Manning going back all or nothing. You say when McAdoo got here and they went to a West Coast offense, Eli Manning's numbers increased dramatically. We didn't win anything, but he was better when it was the short throws, when it was the higher percentage throws. Eli Manning's completion percentage increased, his touchdowns increased, his yardage increased, his consistency increased. It's easier to throw a quick slant 6 yards than it is to throw a 36-yard go route down the sideline in the Meadowlands when the wind is whipping around at 25 miles an hour in December. It's just a fact. So while Eli Manning certainly made some mistakes and certainly made some head-scratching plays and never saw the linebacker underneath coverage, which used to drive me insane when he would throw it right to a linebacker. I'm like, what the hell are you looking at, Eli? Still, you respond to somebody else. I got you, Punkum. I got you, my man. I got you. That's the hard thing about looking at the chat. Sometimes you just pick out a comment. You don't know if you responded or you're talking to me or somebody else. The Giants win the division. Will they be picked? Yes, they'd be picking 21st, Michael. Lamar or Patrick. Give me Patrick Mahomes over anybody. Give me Patrick Mahomes over everybody. Jordan's getting paid millions to play like straight trash. That's part of it. That's part of it. There's a lot of professional athletes getting paid millions to play like straight trash. That's what I'm saying, Slacker. OBJ could take it to the house. No, without a doubt. Jones could have thrown 3 interceptions. No, I said the same thing, Roldy. He got lucky he didn't throw 3. I read comments elsewhere that on the play Slayton was wide open on the left side. DJ signaled to him before the snap, but ended up looking right. I said that. Alex Sports, I don't know if he's still in here, DK, but Alex Sports broke that down today on the video he did on his channel, and it is. He never looked left. He looked right the whole time. Darius Slayton was wide open behind the defense. Should have been a touchdown. So even though he didn't miss that wide open throw, he did. He didn't throw it in that direction, but he missed another wide open throw. It is what it is. What's going on, diehard Chiefs fan? Who can the Giants beat the next 8 games? I think they can beat Philadelphia, Cincinnati, Washington, Cleveland. There's 4. I think they can beat Dallas. I think they can win 5 games. They're not beating Baltimore. Who else we play? We're not beating Seattle. We're not winning those games. Blake Martinez. Well, I mean, Martinez has never been a great pass coverage linebacker, but yeah, I think Martinez has done a good job. I'm not going to give him too much crap. Like we said, Fitz wins that game. Fitzpatrick probably drops back 30 or 40 times on the Bucs with how he played. Yeah, he probably does. He probably does. 30, 40 points. Yeah, I have no doubt. See if they can make the Super Bowl. Listen, before the year started, I said the Cardinals and the Dolphins were deep sleepers. There you go, Dylan. I think Kyler's a star. Cardinals are playing very well. The game against Seattle was amazing. We should move back on the draft. I think we should too, if we can. If we can. McKinney should be ready to go against the Eagles, I think. I think it's against the Eagles. Maybe it's the weekend. Maybe it's after the bye. I don't think they'll bring him back till after the bye. I think we'll play Philadelphia. We go on our bye. I think he'll be back against Cincinnati. I think that's the game he's going to play. I think he'll be ready for Cincy. You want to hurry him back. We have 2 more games here. I don't think he's eligible to come off until week 9 anyway, which would be the Eagles. But I don't. I think that you. Actually, that's after Washington. But I think he'd be eligible to play for the Eagles against the Eagles. But I think that you should hold him off there and play him after the bye. Yeah, Eli's definitely a Hall of Famer. If we had Burrow or Herbert, very good chance. I have no doubt. Slink. No doubt. Listen, guys, it is midnight, and I'm tired. I'm not going to lie. This was kind of an impromptu thing. I always like to do these therapy sessions after we lose. But I am going to wrap it up early. Normally, I go a couple hours, but tonight I'm just tired. I need to get some sleep. So I'm sorry I'm cutting it short. I will be live on Ed Oliver's channel Thursday. And, of course, we have Talking Giants on Friday on Chris's channel. And, I really appreciate, like I said, I really appreciate all the support, guys. I love your questions. I love your opinions, even if they don't agree with mine. At the end of the day, I say it all the time. The only thing that we want, even if we feel there's different ways to do it, is the Giants be successful. And I say it all the time. I got the best subscribers and supporters on YouTube. We got the best fan base on here. There's not a doubt in my mind. And I really appreciate, all the love and support you guys show my channel. And like I said, that means the world to me. And, I'm going to keep putting out videos, and I'm going to keep doing live streams, and we're going to keep hanging out. And we're going to keep doing this. And one of these days, everything's going to turn around. And instead of doing therapy sessions, we're going to be doing winner circles. And that's the best. So, guys, enjoy your night, and I will see you when I see you. Until then, it's the Bad Day to Dizzle, and I am gone. Peace!